Hello and welcome to the National Debate. I'm Madhavdas G. Ladies and gentlemen, what's happening in Tamil Nadu is unprecedented because it has repercussions not just for the state but for all of India. There's a High Court judge who's now facing the threat of impeachment. Why? Because of the judgments that he gave. Yes, a staggering 107 opposition MPs have sent a notice to Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla seeking impeachment of Madras High Court Judge G.R. Swaminathan. It doesn't stop here. The opposition suggests that some of his verdicts are influenced by political ideology and are against secular principles. At the heart of this confrontation is the DMK's relentless bid to block the lighting of the Kartikeya Deepam lamp, a centuries-old ritual at a hill temple in Madurai. A lamp that has always been lit peacefully, even though a dargah stands nearby. No clashes, no controversy until now. This year, the Stalin government said no. Devotees resisted and approached the court, and Justice G.R. Swaminathan delivered a crystal clear order. Let the lamp be lit. It is a religious right. A division bench even upheld it. The Stalin government then appealed to the Supreme Court, where the case is now pending. But instead of waiting for the judicial process to run its course, the India bloc has gone for the impeachment of this judge. There are several former judges who've come out to condemn the opposition's move and say that this is a threat to democracy. The question that now echoes, are we witnessing a systemic campaign to intimidate, punish, and even silence voices that uphold rights? For more on this, let's get in. Our guest with us here in the studio is Ishkaran Bhandari, advocate of the Supreme Court. Also with us is Vivek Silas, national spokesperson of Samajwadi Party. Joining us is Ashwini Kumar Mishra, leader of the Congress Party. Dr. Pula Rao, political analyst, is also with us here in the studio. Joining us from outside is Narayanan Thirupathy, chief spokesperson of the Tamil Nadu BJP. Also with us is Kovai Satya, national spokesperson of the AIADMK. Salem Dhanidharan is the national spokesperson of the DMK. Well, let's try and break this down for you, our viewers, and understand why is this issue echoing in Parliament and in Supreme Court. The origin of this issue and what does it really begin with. What has happened over here is that we've seen on the 12th of August, DMK writing to CJI President seeking action against Justice Swaminathan. We've also seen the DMK say that Justice Swaminathan biased towards Brahmins and RSS advocates. This is the statement that has come in from the Tamil Nadu government. Now, Justice Swaminathan on the 1st of December has asked the Madurai temple to light the lamp at the Deepa Thun. This order was then not complied with. The judge said it will not encroach upon the rights of the adjacent dargah. Later, we see on the 3rd of December, Justice Swaminathan permitted devotees to light the lamp. Now, devotees who went there to light the lamp were later blocked. What happens after this? Let's quickly get in the next set of graphics up on the screen. On the 3rd of December, then, we see how the petitioner was then allowed to take 10 people along with him to light the lamp. There was CISF protection also given by the bench, and this was ordered for the devotees. However, once again, the devotees were blocked. The division bench then upheld Justice Swaminathan's order, and once again the devotees were blocked. The state government's appeal was dismissed by the division bench as well. On the 5th of December, the Tamil Nadu government then approached Supreme Court, sought an urgent hearing in the matter. The urgent hearing did not quite happen, and then we see on the 9th of December, DMK and allies submit an impeachment notice against Justice Swaminathan. So this is as far as the entire controversy in the courts there is concerned. But what are we looking at in terms of the arguments that have come in? DMK government has come out to contend. The petitioner created a tense situation. The Madras High Court Madurai bench has said can't achieve harmony by blocking a ritual. Look at the next set of arguments. Why did the judge order CISF protection? Questions the DMK government. Madras High Court said there's nothing wrong in ordering CISF cover. Then the duty of state to maintain law and order is the argument coming in from the side of the DMK government. Madras High Court says communal harmony only via coexistence. DMK government then argues that the holy lamp was not lit there for over 100 years. The Madras High Court's view is that an appeal filed to escape contempt punishment coming in from the Madras High Court. Let's take a look at some of the other aspects of this case as well. Now, clearly the allegation against this particular judge, Justice Swaminathan, as far as this fight versus the opposition parties, particularly the DMK, is that there is an allegation of impartiality and concerns over transparency and secular functioning of the judiciary. Allegation number 2, favoritism. Favors advocates from a particular community is another charge that he's facing. Allegation 3, political bias. Decisions influenced by specific political ideology is the next set of allegations against these individuals. So who is this judge against whom this impeachment motion has been moved? He's someone who's practiced law for 13 plus years in Chennai. He's also somebody who's the standing counsel, or he has been the standing counsel for PSUs. In 2014, became Additional Solicitor General for the Madurai bench, and later he was elevated as additional judge of the Madras High Court. That was in 2017. He's now facing allegations of caste bias and others by another lawyer. DMK echoing those charges and focuses on Indian tradition, dharma, etc. And he has also said that the constitution is at risk if there is a demographic change. Now, this is as far as the individual of Justice Swaminathan is concerned. Let me quickly open this up and take it across to our guest joining us. And let me start with Selam Dhanidharan, who's outside. Selam Dhanidharan, if there is a judge and he has given an order, any government may not agree with it, they can appeal. But if you're not implementing the order repeatedly, and you're then going to the Supreme Court, which is yet to adjudicate on the matter, and you quickly rush in with a petition to impeach the judge, the question is that it's a very problematic situation, because in every state, any state government who doesn't agree with the judge will move to quickly remove him.
There are three issues to this matter, and three issues should not be confused with one another. The first issue here is the impeachment process on Justice Swaminathan initiated by my party. Issue number 2 is where should the Deepam be lighted. Issue number 3 is the implementation of the order. The particular debate, I understand, has to go with impeachment of Justice G. Swaminathan initiated by my party. Does it have to do with this verdict alone is absolutely wrong. Sitting retired Justice of Tamil Nadu High Court, Madras High Court, have come in the past and also presently and come out strongly against this Justice G.S. Swaminathan. In 2024 June itself, Vanjinathan, advocate of Madras High Court, has filed a petition in front of Chief Justice of Madras High Court. 38 pages, 15 allegations against G.S. Swaminathan. And G.S. Swaminathan, who appeared on the contempt petition against G.S. Swaminathan? He himself, 8 retired justice wrote saying what he is doing is wrong. In August 2025, my party approached the Chief Justice of India saying that Justice G.S. Swaminathan is acting in a partial manner. How is he acting in a partial manner? Is my party saying without merit? No. A justice is someone who is supposed to act without partiality. He should not look biased based on caste, creed, culture, religion, etc. But Justice Swaminathan has been repeatedly sitting in RSS and BJP functions and then ridiculing the ideology of my party, or the ideology is opposite to that of BJP.
Okay, let me take that across to Narayanan Thirupathy. You made 2-3 important points. Once again, let's go point by point. Selam Dhanidharan, others, there will be too many points to debate. Narayanan Thirupathy, he has been ridiculing his party's ideology. It's not without merit, because there are other judges who have spoken about the conduct of this particular judge, and it's not something that started today, but something that has a huge background of quite a long period of time. Please respond to the DMK spokesperson.
See, whatever the sitting or the judges whom he has said, the retired judges, all are leftists, and where the entire country knows. And there are instances for that. But the point, the very first point is this: why have the government not followed the order? It is the duty of the government, the temple management, and the police officials, the collector, to honor the judge's order, which the government failed. In order to hide their failure, in order to hide the contempt of court, these people are doing this drama. Why they are doing this drama? Just to satisfy the minorities, particularly the Muslims. Appeasement of Muslim community is the entire thing. The drama is that for the election. Number 2, it is not, the judge who has been in favor of the Brahmins. It is the government which is targeting a Brahmin judge. Just because he is a Brahmin, he has given a lot of verdicts against these people, the DMK people. He has cleared more than 75,000 cases, which is a record. More than 75,000 cases in 8 years. He has disposed of the cases. Such a beautiful judge, such an involvement and devotion, he has done it. So these people, see, Vinasa Kale Vivirita Buddhi. There is a proverb. That is what DMK is trying to do. The elephant will definitely, take the dirt in its head. And that is what the DMK is doing. They are nearing their end. And that is why they are doing this. This is absolutely appeasement of minorities.
Okay.
You have failed to discharge your duties. You have done a contempt of court. And you are trying to be communal. Your DMK government is trying to bring a communal problem in Tamil Nadu by unnecessarily instigating these riots.
Let me bring in some of the other panelists as well. One by one.
Can I quickly come in?
Yeah. One by one. Salim, I'm coming to each of you.
No, I want to rebut him, no?
No, I will give you a chance, sir. Let the others also come in. We have a huge panel. There are 7 panelists here. I will come to you, sir. He has made some.
No, there are other questions will pile up, no?
Of course, these are all relevant questions. These are all relevant. Okay, 10 seconds. Quick rebuttal.
And then we can go.
Okay, quick rebuttal. 10 seconds.
There are 2 rebuttals. See, DMK is not against Brahmins or any caste. In fact, our Advocate General appointed by the government is a Brahmin. And again, he says efficiency is clear. Number of cases, 50,000, 500 odd, 700 odd. It's not about efficiency. It's about partiality. You could be efficient at the same time be impartial. So no judge can be partial. That is the question here. It's not about how quickly he has subjugated the cases, but how he has subjugated the cases is important. And my government has legitimacy from the people of Tamil Nadu. It is the duty of the Chief Minister to maintain law and order, maintain social harmony, and listen to the people who voted for him and act based on what.
Is not a judge.
And for the last 200 years, the Deepam has been lit only there. So it is the court. So who is interfering with the customs?
Your time up.
200-year-old custom.
Time up. That is Narayanan Thirupathy. Please, one by one. Otherwise, if you don't, Narayanan Thirupathy, please.
No, who is it? They are not judges. Mr. Stalin or the DMK is not sitting in judiciary. If you have a problem, you go on appeal. That's all. And you go on appeal, even the 2 judge bench will give you the order.
On appeal, we have gone for impeachment in the Constitution. This is why we have gone for impeachment also. We have gone for appeal, we have gone for impeachment.
Let us make his point. Conclude. Mr. Thirupathy, please conclude.
After the order, they went to appeal in the 2 judge bench. The 2 judge bench also directed them to do it.
Okay.
You have filed it.
Let me ask a simple question of you, Dr. Pullarao. And the question is this. At the end of the day, what Mr. Thirupathy is asking is a very basic function. There is one order that is not complied with. They go back to the bench, get another order that is not complied with. They go back to the division bench, they get an order that is not complied with. What's going on? I've not seen a situation like this in any state government. I mean, it's fine. You can appeal. Every government has a right to appeal, before a higher appellate authority. There's no problem with that. But the very pattern shows that there is some kind of attempt to target this judge and his judgment.
Is the judge inviting himself to be targeted? Is there not something outrageous about the way the judge has become a public persona? He's a public activist. There were other judges recently. For example, in Bengal, there was a very active judge, Ganguly. He became an MP. You have to be very cautious in this where the judges we have. We have 1,200 High Court judges. They hold very serious responsibilities. Now, in this specific instance, you have to separate the issue from the judge because the issue is a very concerned religious issue. He can't cloak himself that he is doing something for a religion. A judge's behavior is very important. He should neither be seen nor heard outside the court. Otherwise, the whole judgment becomes clouded. He has invited controversy. He has invited the situation. I ask you only one simple question. The 1,200 High Court judges, in the future, many of them are going to behave like this and some political party will support them. What happens then?
So they will all be targeted politically. Is that the solution?
He has invited being targeted, I'm sorry to say.
How?
And my friend Narayanan
How is he invited being targeted?
are giving him the respectability of the cause. You separate the cause from the judge. What is left? A very activist judge inviting controversy.
But there are other activist judges also.
No,
you expect all state governments to target them.
Violate. And when the situation comes...
Just because he's not ideological palatable, is there any question mark in his judgment? Is there any legal problem in his judgment?
Mark or not, Supreme Court will decide.
Of course.
The channel.
But the point is, so that is the point. Why are you moving to impeach him before Supreme Court decides?
They have a right. We find the Supreme Court has got 2 lakh cases, 3 lakh cases, whatever, because of this.
But that shows there is some malafide and some political intent. Let me bring in Ishkaran on that. The judge's conduct outside of court is what is leading to this problem, not the judgment itself. Please respond to that argument.
This is a very dangerous step, and unfortunately, it's not the first time that's being done. Please go back, and I want to trace the history. Forget the case for a second. The attack on the institution of judiciary, which is being carried out in the last few years, needs to be documented. But it's not starting now. Remember the initial Keshavananda Bharati case where the Supreme Court ensured that citizens have basic rights and led to supersession of judges, a new person or a person who was junior in hierarchy being made the Chief Justice of India. Then we had the habeas corpus case where one brave judge stood up for the rights of the citizens and said Article 21 will apply, state will not take away your life, and he was superseded. So we had those cases. From then to this era where we are having judges, what does a single judge do? Any judge, not this case. He passes an order after hearing both the sides. You do not like the order, you are dissatisfied with the order, you think it's legally not a sustainable order, you challenge it, which has been challenged in this case, went to division bench, did not get a stay. So that means two other judges, different judges, did not find merit in your objections, found the order lawful. After that, you have the right to go to Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court has not given stay in the matter or not heard the matter, then that is Supreme Court has also seen and knows and is aware of, and you can always get a stay from the Supreme Court. So multiple courts, if you are not getting a favorable order, then after that you start targeting one particular judge by moving an impeachment motion. Effectively, this is called a chilling effect, where you try to tell judges that we will target you if you pass orders. And this is not the first time. See the history of it. Impeachment motion moved against the Chief Justice of India, Justice Deepak Mishra. Then afterwards, targeting on social media of Chief Justice of India Bobde, Chief Justice Ranjan Gogoi. Now recently, because in an illegal immigration case, Chief Justice of India, the current Chief Justice, asked certain questions, asked whether Rohingyas have been given a refugee status or a red carpet should be laid out, or what is the law, should they have a right to vote, because it's a dispute which is relevant. We have letters by certain former people again targeting him. So what is the overall picture? Let me end by saying this. Overall picture from 70s was, if you don't like a judgment, supersede judges. Today it seems to be, because you're not in power, if you don't like a judgment, either vilify the judge on social media, attack him on social media, or directly move an impeachment motion. This is very dangerous.
Let me bring in Ashwini Kumar Mishra on that. Ashwini Kumar Mishra, if you don't like him, vilify him on social media. And also, the fact is this, he has mentioned the certain judges, and I'll tell you the names of the other judges. The Madras High Court judges, apart from, of course, Justice Swaminathan, the bench was Justice Jayachandran as well as KK Ramakrishnan. Will you also move to impeach these judges as well? Because they have also given the same order.
It is as per constitution that we are moving impeachment. It is not against constitution, and it is about the integrity of judiciary on the first place. Nobody is above the constitution, nobody is above the people of India. When a judge seems biased based on his earlier orders as well as in current order, there is nothing wrong. And as rightly said by DMK, there are two separate issues we are discussing. One, we are discussing about why the order is not implemented, and other, why we are bringing impeachment. Impeachment is a legal process. Parliament is the biggest savior of democracy, and it is the Parliament's duty to ensure that even the judiciary has a scrutiny. Otherwise, anyone can give any sort of decision, and we have seen that the decisions coming in these days is quite politically motivated.
So tell us the legal part. What is politically motivated?
It is politically motivated. Why do you want to change the position of lighting that lamp when it is a custom has been there for 200 years, 300 years? Why do you want to bring in another issue? Why do you want to disturb a religious harmony?
If the Dargah committee has in 2005 stated that they have no problem with the lighting of the lamp within 15 meters and beyond, the question is that if here it is being lit 50 meters and beyond, what is the issue then?
It is a duty of government to see whether the religious harmony will remain intact if the decision is
If the Dargah doesn't have a problem, what is the government's problem?
It's not about the individual community, it's not about the temple or Dargah. It is the onus is on the government. If something happened tomorrow, who will take the blame? Will it be Dargah or the temple community?
Did something happen there?
If something happens,
there?
No, if you implement, it might happen. It is the assessment of the government. They have to assess the situation.
Let's get the ADMK spokesperson on this.
They have to assess
One second. Kovai Satyan, I want you to answer this. If something happens, then who will answer? Law and order is the state's responsibility. Who is going to be responsible? Please respond to this argument.
Madhav, there is already a lamp which is existing. The Dargah doesn't have a problem. What is the point if there is a lamp which is the number 2? When they themselves have no objection to it. This is a classic example of how DMK and their ecosystem misuses and abuse the government machinery, fudge data and lie through their nose to suit their political narrative. Today in the court they say that 175 years there is no record of the lamp being lit in that particular pillar. At the other side, Kanimoli says that that is not a pillar to light lamp, it is a pillar erected for the measurement of the land. Without even the archaeological survey could document and put it on records. It's just 2 days ago the archaeological survey are running behind the pillar and post of that place to extract what exactly exactly it is. How many more lies they will peddle? It's very clear and simple, Madhav. DMK wants bloodbath in Tamil Nadu because elections are round the corner. They have no merits, they have no achievements to face the people of Tamil Nadu, and it is certain that they are not going to come to power in 2026. And they need something as an arm and ammunition for the election manifesto and the agenda, one such is religious. Isn't it surprising that DMK and their alliance, India alliance, says that secular principles have to be upheld, and they are painting the picture of a judge on religious lines now. 2 Supreme Court judges, former judges, and 54 High Court judges across India have written a letter to the CJAI expressing their solidarity with the justice. And would they paint all them as not following secular principles?
Okay.
Will they start targeting each and everyone on the religious lines?
Okay.
Let me tell your viewers across India what is the DMK ecosystem is. R.S. Bharati, the senior leader of DMK, once said, judges from the downtrodden community have become judges at our mercy. This is a statement by R.S. Bharati.
Okay. Since that's a direct question for
DMK to say he didn't say this.
I'm coming to you. Vivek. I want
this
Salem
is
to
the
respond to that.
attitude of DMK.
It is the biased, casteist attitude of DMK that is on display, not of your rivals. Please respond to what the ADMK spokesperson is saying.
Firstly and foremost, ADMK itself is divided. ADMK's former minister and senior leader Jayakumar and Sellur Raju, 2 former ministers have gone and said the age-old practice.
What is your, you don't talk about ADMK. We are better to take care of ourselves. First take care of the society, take care of the people.
Against their alliance partner BJP. So first of all, you first bring out a clear stand in your party. Until his own leader Jayalalitha was alive, Deepam was lit in only the same place where it's being lit now. So she would have stood like my chief minister has. Even she would have done it.
That prayer itself is different.
This has been.
You guys don't read our
for the last 200 years.
You don't prepare. You don't read.
I will go beyond the social discourse.
That 2014 prayer itself is different. Judgment is different. And this prayer is different.
You should speak. I never.
Both of them are not the same cases.
Sir, with Kovai Sathin is always a problem. He interrupts.
Okay, one by one. Conclude your point, Dhanidharan.
Again, Kovai Sathin is always interrupting. I'll keep quiet.
Conclude.
First, I will. Yeah, so I have to speak. No, I am saying this about the culture of this temple and culture of Tamil Nadu, right? Because last 200 years has been done here. I will go above the social disharmony and say each temple have their own rituals. For example, in some temples in Tamil Nadu, we sacrifice God, and some temples we don't. So who are we to generalize and say this is what should be done in every temple in India? Right, this has been done in 200 years, even before the advent of DMK, ADMK,
but Salem, if this temple's rituals are not being upheld, that is what the court is saying. But Salem, that is exactly the problem. This very temple's rituals are not being upheld. Why should the state intervene in the temple's
You're not
rituals?
getting the point. I think most of them, the national media have not got the point.
The government says
the court is not saying it. Court is saying something else.
What is the court saying? Okay, you tell us. What is the court said?
The court is, see, firstly I'm saying, the point here is, don't come and intervene in religious matter. The 96 verdict, 2014 verdict, 2017 divisional bench verdict.
Sir, there is a clear separation of powers. The court is entitled to adjudicate on what it can.
Deepam has been lit in the Uchipalaya temple. The Deepam has been lit in Uchipalaya temple. The
state government may have a certain view. Appeal it in the court of law. By repeatedly disobeying court orders, you're setting a precedent of contempt. You're setting a precedent for other courts, for other state governments to also do this.
We have appealed.
Ishkaran, I want Ishkaran to respond to this.
See, it's a very simple point. It is not a case where it has not gone to court. So these are all arguments which one side or the other side may make for political purposes. But the court has decided the issue. After the court has decided the issue, these arguments do not lie whether the Hindus have a right, whether there was a right, whether there was a custom that has been decided. The only way to challenge that is by challenging an appeal, which they did, which did not succeed and which is pending in Supreme Court, I hear. But what is the reality? After a judgment comes, a government has to implement it. Frustrating a judgment, that is where there is a defiance of constitution. That is why contempt notice has been issued. That is why high officials have been summoned. So please let us not re-agitate the point, what is the right, what is not the right. That has been done by the court.
Vivek Silas, your party has been in power in Uttar Pradesh. Have you ever seen a situation where repeatedly court says something and it is not repeated or done by the state government? Point number one. Point number two, Articles 125 and 217 of the Constitution provide for the judges of the Supreme Court or High Court to be removed by the President. What are the grounds? I'll just read out the grounds. Quote unquote. Proved misbehavior, incapacity. So which are these two?
The 3rd of December, the lamp or the torch was lighted on the non-controversial area at 6 p.m. at 6:05 p.m., just after 5 minutes, the High Court, the same judge, ordered another order that the lamp should be lighted on the controversial area. He also said that CISF will go with the Bharatiya Janata Party and the CIS with the Bharatiya Janata Party and RSS people to light the lamp on the.
If the state police and state government is not listening, what do you expect the court to do?
No, I just say that Tamil Nadu is a very weak pitch for the Bharatiya Janata Party because they don't,
So why
vote on communal lines. And this is being made communal by the Bharatiya Janata Party and the RSS.
Okay.
That is a fact. And let me complete. I want to reply to the my friend Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson. He said the state should listen to what the High Court or the Supreme Court says. But the High Court and the Supreme Court already ordered that no bulldozer action will be taken. But if you see in Uttar Pradesh, if you see in Bihar, if you see in Madhya Pradesh, Haryana, all belong to the Bharatiya Janata Party, they are using bulldozer action against the order of the Supreme Court. So they should look what they are doing before pointing fingers to others.
Okay, Narayanan Thirupathy.
The judge never ordered that BJP people or RSS people should go. The judge never ordered that BJP people or RSS people should go. It was a petition done by Mr. Rama Ravi Kumar, and because the judge's order was very clear, he asked the temple management authorities to go and light the torch there. That's all. See, throughout Tamil Nadu or throughout anywhere, the torch, the Deepam will be lit only in the top of the hill so that the entire people in that place will see that and they will worship the God. This is the actual concept. Now, so far, this practice has been dropped and it was lit in the Uchipallayar temple. That is the issue. As told by Ishkaran, it is very clear. It is your duty, the government's duty, to listen to what the High Court judge had said, or next day the bench had said, and the Supreme Court has not given a stay. So it is a clear contempt of God. Now you are coming with so many things. They are saying that he is favoring Brahmin advocates and all those things, very clearly spitting venom on the Brahmin community and also the Dalit community. Why I am mentioning the Dalit community here is Mr. G.R. Swaminathan has given a lot of judgments in favoring lot of reservations for the Dalit community in the same bench. So that is why the DMK is getting agitated. DMK is communal.
I think that's an important point.
To create a communal problem.
Okay, let me put that question to Pullarao. Pullarao, there is in fact a judgment of his where he supported minority rights and social justice, including allowing Sufi Muslims to observe Muharram in a traditional way despite opposition from another Muslim group protecting religious freedom. He has also stated that if one's fundamental rights are under threat, the duty of administration is to uphold the rights and put down those interfering with the exercise of rights. He is also directed to install Dr. Ambedkar's portrait to strengthen equality and constitutional values, so on and so forth. Now, these are his judgments. How are you saying this is a person who's against social justice, who's against only a certain community? That's not the case, at least from his judgments.
The very fact that he is posing these earlier judgments shows that he is feeling a little uneasy. Why
he's not quoting it. Mr. Thirupathy is quoting it. Where is he quoting it?
He did this judgment.
Sir, that is a point come from Mr. Thirupathy.
Every case is independent. Every case is different.
No, but you're tarnishing his reputation. You're saying he's a person who's not acting in an unbiased manner.
No.
That is part of that entire impeachment. So therefore, these are obviously going to be the counterpoints coming from the BJP side.
That he can come to the parliament and say, but right here, it is he has exposed himself.
So why did you fight the battle legally?
He has exposed himself.
Why should the battle not be fought in the Supreme Court?
I committed this now, but earlier I did this. It is not a balancing act. Justice is not a balancing act.
So how do you judge someone's conduct and please tell me?
He can give
Justice is not a balancing act.
Every case is not a balancing act. But he said, I give this judgment now I'm giving.
Mr. Pullarao, the very symbol of justice is a lady who's blind who's holding scales. If that's not a balancing act, I don't know what is.
The scales of justice apply to every case, every individual case, not the bunch of cases. One more point, what Mr. Bhandari said, just a small point.
That is why I started by saying it's a very dangerous thing they are attempting to do. I'm not even going into the past judgments of the Honorable Judge. The fact is there is an existing judgment on a subject that has determined the rights of the party. As determined by the judgment, it is you can go and you can light it at X spot. After that, the only way out is to appeal it. The appellate court does not do it. Should the state not enforce the orders of the court. That is the only constitutional, that is the only legal question left now. Because if you are not enforcing the orders, no matter what arguments you give, that will have consequences, that should have consequences.
Let's quickly look at some of the other aspects coming out of this entire issue, some of the other talking points that we have. Now, who are the signatories of this? Now, there are several top opposition leaders. There's Priyanka Gandhi, Gaurav Gogoi, Manikam Tagore, all of the Congress party, Akhilesh Yadav of Samajwadi Party, Dimple Yadav as well as there, Supriya Sule of the NCP, SP, a member of parliament, Asaduddin Owaisi, AIM, member of parliament, Karimuri, of course, of the DMK, and we see Tirumalavan, VCK, member of parliament, as well as Arvind Sawan of the Shiv Sena UBT. Now, the opposition is together on this. It's not just an issue of Tamil Nadu, is what they are trying to clearly demonstrate. And what really can the impeachment motion really hold in this particular case? What is the condition? The motion must pass in both houses of parliament. The action, the impeachment notice will then be submitted to the speaker. What is the condition? It requires votes of 2/3 members of parliament. Action, only opposition MPs at the moment in favor. Therefore, certainly not that number, not even 50%. Must have signatures of 50 Rajya Sabha and 100 Lok Sabha members. That impeachment notice should be signed, and at the moment is signed by 107 opposition members of parliament. The judge is removable by the president for misbehavior or incapacity. Opposition alleges bias towards particular political ideology. Now, this is, of course, as far as the impeachment motion itself is concerned. And let me bring in Ashwini on that. Ashwini, if you don't have the numbers, why are you moving this motion?
See, it is not about whether the impeachment will happen or not happen. It is about, again, about saving the integrity of the judiciary in the first place. And impeachment is against one individual. It is not against Hindus or Muslims. It is the BJP which is giving is the religious color. We are trying to say that a judge is incapable of delivering the justice because he is unbiased. He is unbiased toward a particular community. His earlier judgment has been on the same line. And we want to bring in that notice to the parliament. Parliament is the supreme authority to save the democracy.
You don't believe Supreme Court is the supreme authority of the apex court of the country?
Supreme Court will decide based on the law enacted in Parliament. There are two issues we are talking about. One issue is about the order.
Nobody is saying you have to act beyond the constitution. But why don't you wait for the Supreme Court to adjudicate whether he's done something right or wrong, and then take action?
Let me give an analogy. You must be having code of conduct of your own. Suppose you start having a fight with someone else outside your studio or within the studio. That whether the fight comes under a criminal case will be decided by the government. No, let me give you an example. But Times Network will still have a right to keep you on job or not.
So the point is your issue legal?
Has their own code of
is your issue legal, social or political? What is your issue?
The issue is legal as well as social, because
not political.
BJP is making it political. It's not
political. BJP is making it political.
BJP is
so why
making
don't you fight? If it's a legal issue, why don't you fight it legally?
It is not political.
Why don't you fight it legally? You said it's a legal issue. Fight it legally.
No, we are fighting it legally as well. We are fighting the other aspect of the issue, which is the order. We are fighting it legally. But then Parliament is also the supreme authority to save the democracy, and we are fighting. We are putting impeachment there because we feel this judge is incapable, and he will deliver similar results in future as well. So why should be on the post?
So what is the social issue in this? Because he's a Brahmin, so therefore you have to fight against him.
The social issue is he's creating a communal divide in this. He's creating a communal divide in a state by giving an order which may create communal. It is the assessment of the government. It is the assessment of the government. Government thinks that there's a possibility, so government has to enact upon it because accountability lies with government, not with the judge.
May create. Ishkaran, may create. Is that enough ground to actually act against the judge?
May create is nothing but opening a Pandora's box. Wherever you don't find a judgment suitable, it does not suit your political purpose, social purpose, whatever, maybe economic purpose, you go and try to impeach the judge. But there is one thing which I want to point out, how you're talking about numbers. I don't think such a motion would even be admitted by the speaker, because first he has to apply his mind and see whether what you are saying meets a sufficient threshold. In this case, it does not clearly meet the threshold.
All right. Let me bring in fact, Selam Dhanidharan on that. Selam Dhanidharan, you should respond. You don't meet the threshold of the numbers. You don't meet the threshold of the basic requirements. Coming to you. Kovai, just coming to you. I'm seeing your hand. Why then are you moving this petition at all? Because many are saying this is nothing but a political stunt ahead of the assembly elections there in Tamil Nadu.
In a democracy, judiciary should keep a check on the legislative and the executive, and the legislative should keep a check on the executive and also on the judiciary. If a judge is biased, acting against the interest of the society, it is the job of the representatives of the people to bring about an impeachment motion. What is Parliament? Parliament is nothing but a representation of people. People send the representatives. So basically, it is going to ask for people's voice. So the people are going to decide. Either the people represent are going to decide if the judge should be impeached or not. We are in a Westminster system, and parliamentarians can vote against the party lines. If at all that is where we are going to explain the merit, if the individual parliamentarians find merit, they can actually vote against. So why do you assume that we won't get the numbers? In fact, the first impeachment motion in independent India was introduced by BJP in 91. Subsequently in 2004, in 2013, 2012, BJP has initiated impeachment against Supreme Court justices, sitting justices. So why is it that when they do it's right, when we do it's wrong? Of course, the matter is different when they initiate it, but it's a different matter. But again, impartiality is also more severe than corruption. And I'll tell you this, BJP wants to follow the same template that they followed in North India.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you. Selam
Dhanidharan is not working.
Selam Dhanidharan, what is the proven misconduct? What is the proven misconduct according to you?
Yes.
Which is the condition for impeachment?
No judge can act in a partial manner. This is time and again proved that this judge
proved misbehavior or incapacity. I correct myself, it's not misconduct, it's misbehavior. Proved misbehavior or incapacity. Tell us, how is it proved misbehavior?
Acting in a partial manner is lack of capacity. Acting in a partial manner is lack of capacity. I will tell you why. I will tell you why. Listen to me. The same justice has gone on TV live. I have it in my Instagram right now. The same justice has told that constitution should not be followed. He says demographic profile of certain religion has changed, so we should not follow the constitution. The same justice has said. Now you ask the BJP spokesperson,
is that part of his judgment?
Can a judge come and say, I don't believe in the constitution?
Is that part of his judgment, sir? Is that part of his judgment?
He has told it in the record. He's told it in the record. It is there. I can play it to you right now. You can play it in the channel.
That is not influencing his judgment.
You can play it in the channel.
No.
He has said non-Brahmins are not fit.
Selam Dhanidharan, you may have any personal view. You may express views against any ideology, any individual. But the point is, if it's part of his judgment, then it has a different issue. And let me bring in Koe Satyan. Koe Satyan, because you repeatedly have, this kind of statement coming in that he has made hateful statements that he has made. I believe it's outside of court. You can come in on that. And also repeatedly using the DMK.
Not hateful. No. I think a wrong word. Madhav, it's not hateful.
Let Koe respond to you. If he has said anything inappropriate, okay, I get your point, Selam. Let him come in now. Koe Satyan, respond to that.
Bias is different from hate.
Selam Dhanidharan, please let him come in now. Koe Satyan, he is making certain biased statements, and also DMK says we moved against him before also. Please respond.
Madhav, please understand, every case is decided on the merits, on the prayer. The place where the pillar is located is not in a disputed property like stated by somebody in this debate. Nobody disputes the property. Neither the Dargah people claim that it is their property, nor the Hindu or HRNCE. It's very clear that the pillar is located in the HRNCE land. 2005, our leader Amma called the representatives of the Dargah as well as the representative of the Hindus, and they came to a consensus that the representatives of the Dargah said we don't have any issue of lighting the lamp as long as it is 15 meters away. So far, DMK, neither Kanimoli nor anybody could prove that the Deepatun is well within the 15 meters. They are only stating that it is not a Deepatun. So the concern here is, did the representatives of the Muslim community say that we are not okay with lighting the lamp there? No. Did anybody raise an objection to it from the public? No. It is this DMK's government's individuals' personal interest and decision not to light the lamp, despite the court order, which clearly shows that their intent and their ideology is driven towards dividing the people based on caste, creed and religion. They talk big about secular principles, they talk big about social justice and equality, but their DNA is they divide people on religion. In the first place, Selam Dhanidharan said that they are not against Brahmins. Let me show you the picture of Karunanidhi and MK Stalin, wherein a small boy is dressed as a Brahmin boy and his Janu was being played with. The person who is playing with his Janu is Karunanidhi, their leader. History will say in Tamil Nadu, it is the Brahmin community which was vindicated for the last 6 decades. Their ecosystem are against them. And even now, they are trying to paint a religious picture on the judge and trying to paint a picture on the judgment that it is partial. He is passing on comment on a judgment which is against the law. This ecosystem will go to any extent to take law into their own hands for their vote bank politics and personal benefits.
Right. Selam Dhanidharan, tell us which is the minority community leader, which is the political party that complained about this. You're saying that he's disturbing communal harmony. Where is the complaint? Has someone come out and spoken against this judgment?
Madhav, I think your show has confused the viewers so much because you have not gotten the crux of
What
the
is the
issue
confusion?
itself.
There's
First,
clarification being
I
sought.
don't want to be interrupted. Let me make this point very clear. The Deepam has been lit. The Deepam has been lit in Uchipaliyar temple for more than 200 years, up to above even 100 years, 200 years, right? That is the point number one. So no one in the Hindu community or the temple priest or the temple administration wanted to light the Deepam elsewhere. They wanted to light the Deepam only in the Uchipaliyar temple. It is only one individual linked to the BJP party created the controversy that the Deepam wants to be lit in the other place. Only to create controversy. Even if you go and do survey of all the worshippers who are worshipping there, where the Deepam should be lit, they will say Uchipaliyar temple only. So who are the others to go and speak on behalf of the Hindus? Who is the petitioner to speak on behalf of the Hindus? Who is the RSS to speak on behalf of the Hindus? And who is the BJP to speak on behalf of the Hindus? Hindus are with the DMK. That is why DMK is getting...
No, Selam Dhanidharan, that is exactly why I asked you. Once again, just a second, Narayanan Thirupathy. Selam Dhanidharan, calm down. Calm down. That's exactly why I'm asking you. You are questioning why is BJP appropriating the rights of Hindus to speak? Which is why I am asking you, who in the Muslim community has objected to it?
More than that, it's also a cultural issue.
Selam Dhanidharan, who in the Muslim community has objected to this? You tell us.
Because it's a 200-year-old culture.
It may be 200, it may be 2,000-year-old. The point is, who has objected to it right now? Dhanidharan, tell us.
It is cultural issue.
Can you tell us who has objected to it? Who has objected to it? Tell us the specifics.
Cultural issue. It is a cultural issue.
Cultural issue means some complainant will be there. No, that's a cultural issue also. Whether it's political, legal, cultural, tell us who's the complainant. Who has approached the DMK?
Come and say, see, one day, I'll tell you this. I will ask one question. There are a lot of communities in Tamil Nadu and there are a lot of temples where you do goat worship. So one individual, let's assume from RSS, goes and files a petition in the court saying that the goat should not be sacrificed in front of these temples. Then the order will come. But then does it not go against the culture of Tamil Nadu, of those communities? Is it
Selam
not the right of the
you have not
government
answered my
to protect
question.
their right?
Who is the aggrieved party? You are saying that this will cause communal disharmony. Anyone from the Muslim community who's come in yet? Narayanan Thirupathy, why is the BJP appropriating rights of the Hindus? Respond to Selam Dhanidharan.
No. First of all, please understand. First of all,
you made a lot of points, Selam. One by one, please. Let's others come in also.
First of all, Madhav, please understand what Ishkaran said is the crux of the point I'm telling in the entire debate. Who are these people to object after the judge has given a verdict? This is the main issue. A judge has given a verdict. You are not a political party. You are in the government. You are a chief minister. You are a police official. You are a collector. You should have definitely implemented what the court has said. You are not giving answer to that. Are you a judge? Are you a judiciary? No, you are not a judiciary. Who is the government to say that I will not implement it? You have no right or authority. That is what I'm saying. You have no right. You have no moral responsibility. You have moral right also, because the same Madras High Court Justice Anantha Venkatesh, he said that to DMK ministers who were discharged, from many cases, said that you have changed the judicial trial just to make this conviction not happen. That is what you see. That they have acquitted all these ministers, and shamelessly these people are talking about justice. They are talking about judgment. Absolutely, I'm telling you, it is not me.
Let's look at why this is such a controversial issue, particularly in the state of Tamil Nadu. What is the history of the kind of statements that have come in the past? Let's take a very quick look. Hindus can resolve matters of what RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat has now said. He said if escalation is needed, it will be done. This is, of course, the statement of RSS Chief. He says outcome in Tamil Nadu must favor Hindus is the statement of the RSS Chief. But what has been stated by the leaders of Tamil Nadu in the past? Because the kind of statements that have made about Sanatan Dharma, about the Hindu religion in particular, listening to them. Sanatan is like dengue, malaria. Udayanidhi Stalin on the 2nd of September 2023. Sanatan Dharma must be eradicated is what he said. Sanatan Dharma is responsible for social evils, and those are the statements of the Deputy Chief Minister. Now, what about A. Raja, the DMK MP? Sanatan Dharma is like HIV and leprosy. He's gone a step further. On the 12th of September, that is 2023, says Hindu religion is a menace for the entire world. He's also gone on to say that Tamil Nadu will never accept Jai Shri Ram and Bharat Mata. These are the controversial comments at that point of time made by these two leaders. What about other leaders? Akhilesh Yadav said that people need roti more than religion. There are other statements as well that have come in. Mallikarjun Kharge saying dip in the Ganga won't eradicate poverty. Other statements of Udayanidhi Stalin, which we've already said. Sanatan against equality and social justice. Let's bring in Siddaramaya's statement of no convergence if Hinduism had equality. Let's go on further. Hindutva, a disease inflicting millions, is what Iltija Mufti had stated earlier. A. Raja again, Sanatan Dharma like HIV, leprosy. Of course, we've read that statement out. Let's quickly bring in the next set of graphics. All right, these are just some of the statements. And I want to bring in, on this note, Vivek Silas. The question is that when there are so many controversial statements being made, Sanatan Dharma like AIDS, like leprosy, like HIV, then obviously any such action is going to be viewed with the background of that kind of statement. And your party's leaders also made similar statements.
I'll just say about what my national president has said. Because more than 80 crore people in India are dependent on ration. So what he said, as you just showed, that roti is more important than religion at the moment in India. And it is very unfortunate that if you see, this controversy is for Lord Kartikeya. Lord Kartikeya spent most of his life in Batu caves in Malaysia, which are in Malaysia. And I have been there. It is such a peaceful and a beautiful place and there is no controversy. But the politics of the BJP and the RSS is making a mess out of it. And this is not going to happen. People are on social media calling it Ayodhya of the South. That is what the Bharatiya Janata Party is trying to do. And that is absolutely unfortunate what is happening in the country at the moment.
So if they had allowed the puja, perhaps it would not have become a situation.
The controversy that was there, so many people lost their lives. So many people lost their lives. Ultimately, the Supreme Court came and gave a verdict and the temple was built and we supported it. Wholeheartedly, we supported it. So there is no doubt about it.
But you didn't visit it.
This is exactly the point.
But you didn't visit it, yeah.
What?
This is exactly the point where you say any Hindu going to the court and
it is not about Hindu and Muslim. Not at all.
A Hindu went to court to enforce
spoiling the fabric of this great nation.
Can I
of the great esteemed nation. That is
Let him finish. Let him make his point.
See, a particular person went to court to enforce his constitutional, his fundamental rights, his legal rights as the case may be, and he got a judgment in favor. To call it unfortunate, to give the example of Ayodhya, because there was I didn't want to make it political, but there was a party in power which decided to fire upon people. So that could be what a government can do. But in the end, that will not stop a person from going to court to establish his fundamental rights and to win in court. And after he wins in court, you better obey the orders of the court, otherwise further action
obey the orders of the court on the bulldozer action.
Okay. Pull her out. Incidentally, Congress government in Karnataka. Vivek Silas, Congress government in Karnataka says when it comes to drugs, we'll use bulldozers. But anyway, pull her out. You'll have many people say that this is the government, this is the background of the government, which has made so many controversial statements against Sanatan Dharma, which wants to once again, not allow for the rights of Hindus to worship.
Absolutely. Government, as my friend said, there's no need for any government to obey the High Court order.
No need for any government to obey.
Let me finish. They went to the Supreme Court. It's not a life and death issue. It's not an irreversible issue.
So court is not saying
if it was a hanging, they would have to listen. If nothing happened, the Supreme Court also said time can solve it. Let us wait. The Supreme Court.
No. Which is the operational order? What is the operation of the court? What is the operation of the court? If there is no order,
I've heard it. The Supreme Court
if there is no order of stay, you are in violation of the existing order. Kovai Satyan, quick response from Kovai Satyan on that. Kovai Satyan, the point is this. What is the background of the individuals who are making this is of course going to be, in the public domain, because this is what has been stated by DMK leaders in the past. And he says that Supreme Court has not intervened, so therefore it's not a serious matter. Please respond to Pullarao.
I am surprised by these kinds of statements. Why do you have to dig the background of the person? What matters is the prayer. And what matters for a judiciary is what is the prayer, that can be listened, and based on the facts is what the judgment is. And if somebody wants to paint a picture on the judgment that it is partial and it is not secular, and the judge's code and conduct and his personal life is being dragged into these kinds of things, then this is not good for the society. Then you certainly don't talk about secularism, you don't talk about social justice, you don't talk anything about on these lines. All you say is everything has to be decided on religious lines. And it has to be as the whims and fancies of somebody who are in power, not as per the wish of the Janta or the armed society.
All right.
Majority seems to be numb and they should not voice. In the name of appeasement, you go to any
Okay, completely out of time there. In fact, I'd like to thank all our panelists joining us, Narayanan Thirupathy, as well as Kovai Satyam, Selam Dhanidharan, here in the studio, Ishkaran Bhandari, as well as Vivek Silas, Ashwini Kumar Mishra, as well as Dr. Pula Rao. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of the National Debate.